So it's a bit cold today, and it's the first day of my journey up to COP26 to launch Kilo by Kilo. Now I'm going up there in an electric car to stay on brand, so let's see how I get on. I've just stopped off at my old school, Bedford Modern. I'm really excited to see how engaged they are with the whole climate emergency. There needs to be a big cultural shift in the way that we think about things as a nation, as a world, to this point of being more sustainable.
Would you say currently alone changing consumer habits are going to be enough to reach our climate goals by 2050, or do you think the government needs to improve on the legislation they're implementing?
The government are not doing enough, and they need to do a lot more if they're going to make a real difference. I feel that there's a real desire from the people to make these changes. So I'm very hopeful.
I do think that as young people, and I hope that people don't have a kind of slightly kind of defeatist attitude where you think, oh, I'm a young person, I can't really do anything.
On social media we see like the protests from Greta Thunberg and stuff like that, and we have more of a conscience about everything, which I think is a good thing, because that's sort of the way forward, how we'll achieve sort of better sustainability.
You know, you are the people that are going to be the influencers. I don't mean Instagram influencers, I mean, you know, you are the people that are going to be in positions in companies to influence change, influence the way that people think about sustainability, influence how the company behaves, how they act.
It's frustrating and it is overwhelming. But then I also think it's quite an exciting time as well, exciting to look how we could respond to it.
What would be really interesting is find out how sustainability is influenced in the curriculum here at Bedford Modern.
Yeah, it's interesting because, like I know you were speaking to some of the students earlier about their sort of experiences of it. It's grown. As a teacher, you want to make things be contemporary, and therefore, if we're talking about if it's COP26 or there's just anything in the news that's to do with sustainability, then a good teacher will integrate it into their lessons, and a good student will ask the questions as well.
If I was to meet Boris tomorrow, what would you want me to say to him? Sorry, yes, nothing rude.
Just ask him if he thinks carbon neutral by 2050 is actually achievable or not.
That's a great question.
If you had one thing to say to like students in school to like help the environment like on a local scale, like what would you say?
Conserve more and consume less. What can you do within a catering company? How do you approach sustainability when it comes to food?
You know, we cater for food, you know, we cater for our pupils, but ultimately we need to make sure that we're not producing too much, but also making sure that we're educating and working with our pupils as well to make sure that they're getting the right portion size.
That is something that we want to focus on, is the plate waste, and educating the children and engaging with them.
To add to carbon to the environment, so that's a great idea. An electric car is a fantastic idea.
Instead of like, say you're cold, instead of putting up the heating, maybe putting more layers on.
Turn the tap off when you brush your teeth.
That's a very good one, that saves water.
When you're going places, you could try and walk or cycle instead of using your car.
Great. I feel much happier now when I'm driving up to COP26, knowing that you guys know so much, and I've heard some really great ideas. So thank you all very much for coming. It's a pleasure to meet you. Oh, so it's been a really interesting day back at my old school, Bedford Modern. I mean, it's incredible to see just how engaged the students are. The guys in the junior school were I was flabbergasted by how much they actually understood. And it's really given me some hope and, you know, buoyed me up for my journey up to COP26.